Hey. Ooh. It's like we're on an episode of Best of the Worst.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, since they stole the gate from us.
The
Simpsons. What? Oh boy!
I see people see me.
You say zombie dude being nonsensical because Jeremy's not even here.
Correct. There is no Jeremy this time.
No.
Jeremy is...
Only Zool.
I have made my triumphant return.
Yeah.
I have hobbled back into existence.
It's a Nathan sandwich.
We figure we try to broadcast down here because Brian and his broken leg.
Stairs suck.
Stairs do suck.
They made us wear pants today.
Yeah.
Nobody actually made us wear pants. We all just independently decided it was for the best.
I wore shorts, so fuck the system.
Boom.
I consider shorts to be pants. Short pants.
But if you're not wearing underwear under them, does it count then?
Well, if I'm not wearing underwear under these, does it count?
I think the pants are fine without underwear because then you're going commando. But shorts without underwear are
No, they're
really
just
like thick underwear.
They're glorified boxers.
Yeah, without the hole in the front.
Well, ideally.
Hi. How's everyone doing?
Episode 177 something.
177.
Yeah, episode 177. I'm Andy.
Not a prime number, by the way.
I'm not a prime number, no.
No, 177 is 59 times 3.
Yeah, but
I'm
not a prime number.
Aren't you, though? Are you divisible by anything but 1 in yourself?
I could be divisible by hatchet.
Yes.
So, I'm not sure hatchet is a number. Is hatchet a prime number?
No, because it can be broken down into the head and the handle.
Oh, yeah. All right, I'm Andy.
I'm Brian.
I'm Nathan.
I'm Brian as well.
Hooray!
Back in
Hey!
action.
This is us.
At least 2 of us are on pain medication, so this is going to go great.
Which side of your mouth hurts? This side of that
Well, right now, well, no, that's true. Right now, just the tongue hurts, because I can't feel the shattered destruction anymore. It's just the tongue hurts from being rubbed up against the ruin.
I've got a crown every single year for the last 4 or 5 years. Sometimes I got 2 crowns. It's like, here you go, dentist. Here's $1,000 a year. Just take my money and run.
Yeah.
Right.
But you don't have issues where Nathan has, where teeth just explode.
If I'd done what he did, they might not.
Well,
that's what I'm saying.
I've had teeth crack, but not shatter.
Oh,
My bone structure's fantastic. Like, my nails are strong as hell. My teeth are perfect. I'm happy with that.
I stopped eating
besides your hip and your leg.
My hip and leg are fucky, but...
After the WITC, when we went out to get brunch with the Muse crew, we're sitting there eating brunch, and I eat down on a particularly hard piece of bacon, and half of a tooth just breaks out, and I just pulled it out of my mouth, threw it away, came back, and just kept eating brunch. That's my life.
2 of the last 2 times I had hard candy, I shattered a tooth.
Yeah.
So I don't get hard candy. Somebody offers a run, I'm like, well, I'll give you part of a tooth back. I'll trade you a run for a tooth.
It's a bad situation. I remember when I was eating a Jawbreaker, and I crunched down on the Jawbreaker, and like, because that's what you do. And I'm like, there's a piece of this Jawbreaker that's not breaking down any further. And I pull it out, it's part of my tooth.
Yep.
And I'm like,
That's me, but with like pudding.
This pudding is exceptionally hard today. I lost a tooth.
We were getting groceries the other day, and Raylene's like, "You want to get some apples?" I'm like, "I can't risk that." Just bite an apple, pull it down. There's just like 5 teeth sticking out of it, like the razor blades and the.
Well, that's even better. Then eventually you could just gum everything. I mean,
right?
Dentures are pretty cool.
Yeah.
It simplifies everything.
I say at this point, I'm almost to the point where I can just get dentures.
You could get colored dentures. You could bling them out.
Yeah, you could get the ones capped in like cobalt, so you have blue teeth. That's pretty cool. I saw somebody who did that. Somebody in Australia, I think.
Yeah.
Is blue teeth?
Yeah, like a blue metallic teeth. It's really neat looking. I'll have to try and find it and see if I can share it on the forum or something.
Wasn't there a pirate that had like blue teeth or something?
I'm not sure. I don't know the background of that or anything, but I do have a fun tooth story. My dad's always been the kind of guy who never went to the dentist or the doctor or anything, and just like let it go unless it kills me. Mm-hmm. And he was eating Cheetos one day, and
it killed him.
Got killed by the Cheetos, the medieval ones.
Terrible story. Suddenly,
yep,
The crunchy kind, obviously.
exactly. Yep. So he bit down on a Cheeto that was crunchy, and it took out his front tooth, so he looks like a Canadian now. And they play hockey.
He's a goon.
Oh, I thought you were
So
I
without
was like, there's not many rednecks in Canada.
without skipping a beat, I told him should have sprung for the puffy ones.
Nah, crunchy Cheetos are.
I
Crunchy
prefer the
Cheetos.
puffy ones, but every so often I do like the crunchy ones. They're all good. All Cheetos are good. That's my Cheetos
The
story.
crunchy ones you can pretend they're little caveman clubs.
Yeah.
When you get the lopsided one.
Oh yeah.
Those are the ones where you can like send them pictures and say this looks like a saxophone or something.
You can do that with the puffy ones, but then they just advise medication.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
I'm having problems. That's all good.
Yeah,
Do we have announcements? Official announcements.
War Machine Weekend's coming up as is Game Hall Con.
War Machine Weekends is everything 3 weeks, right?
3 weeks.
Next Saturday, I'm doing the score episode with Josh from St. Louis.
Fuck,
I have a
forgot
question.
that's his name.
I have a question.
Uh-oh.
So you mean the 30th? No, the 29th.
Oh, sorry, that's next Saturday.
You did.
It is Sunday.
This coming Saturday. Okay.
God fucking damn it.
This coming Saturday.
I honestly wanted to know because
I know.
my brain were on Sunday. I was already thinking this slash next.
And it's morning, and I can see. I'm very confused right now. We're podcasting in the morning. It's great, but I'm just confused. I haven't quite adjusted to the time zone change.
Time zone change.
You sleep, you wake up, you're in a new time zone.
Yeah, exactly.
I guess we are broadcasting at Greenwich Mean Time then.
Yeah, it was a
We're
different
6
time.
hours before we
Yeah.
normally broadcast.
Exactly. It's whole. I feel like I'm in Australia now. This is weird.
But
But
we're only GM -5 right now
yeah,
Is it -5?
because of daylight.
stupid. Damn.
We're observing daylight savings time, so we're -5 right now.
But anyway,
I checked yesterday because when I tweeted, I was going to put it in there, and then it all got too complicated, and I didn't have enough characters, and so I just stopped.
sometimes that's how I start to write up a tweet. I'm like, nope, that's too many words.
And, like the character count was like -57. I'm like, fuck it, they'll figure it out, and I just erased everything.
Yeah, I normally never put anything as like Central Standard Time just means what. I don't know what Central Standard Time means, but I know what Central Time means. So that's what I put it as.
Right.
So I put it always the CT, not CST.
Between spring and autumn, we're CDT, and between
Yeah.
autumn and spring, we're CST.
Correct.
It's stupid. Daylight savings time is stupid,
Yeah.
and it should go
I
away.
put everything in Martian time. It just makes it easier.
Isn't there one state or one city that is
There's several.
in the Midwest
There's
that
multiple.
just doesn't
There's
recognize
multiple.
it?
Indianapolis didn't.
Yeah,
for a while.
Indianapolis
Indianapolis is
doesn't.
the big one.
Arizona doesn't. Looking at the central time as it goes north, some giant Canadian province doesn't do it because the majority of the province is in Eastern time, except like one city does observe it. It's just fucking
and then
confusing.
part of Indiana that's near Chicago will also not. It gets really weird. It's weird and stupid. But anyway, so next Saturday podcast, we'll be doing it Saturday morning. This coming Saturday.
This coming Saturday
Yes.
is accurate.
Yes.
Yes.
It'll be
The
in the
Saturday
morning.
that
It'll be
we'll
early,
experience
probably 10 a.m. ish.
And going all got. You guys are going to interrupt my WoW time.
We're
I
gonna-
need to see if I can.
We're going to use WoW on the PS4.
I can't. I'm going to see if I can try to run it off of the other laptop.
We'll have,
You gotta keep
it's
overweening.
It's score episode number 1 because we'll have to do a new score episode later next year when they get the erratas and the changes to the
No,
faction.
you could actually you could record. We could record the next episode right away. And like everything's fixed. And then
I really hope that episode 2 of the Scorn episode is just you guys getting a pinata of Will Schick and beating the shit out of it.
That probably won't
He
be what
can't.
happens.
He can't make them worse.
He
That
could.
sounds like a challenge.
yeah, you could make it worse. I mean that's
The things Scorn needs are relatively understandable.
yeah. We talked about that last podcast.
I hope they give Xerxes 2 escort instead of mobility. That would
I
help
think about
so
it a
much.
lot. You lose the Pathfinder element, but man, everything else about it is really good.
It's cheaper. You get the armor buff. You get the speed buff still.
Yeah.
It's
It seems like a better version. Anyway, but I'm curious if they're going, and this is just in general with this Mark III version. This isn't just a scoring thing, but I wonder if in Mark III erratas, if we're going to see price changes or stat changes. Because so far, no errata has changed a number. They've changed abilities. No one said, like, this cost is different, or this stat, or this number is different, or this strength is wrong, or like I'm just curious if they're going to do some of that this edition. It's like they're writing on, you gave it spiny growth, but you lowered its armor. So what the fuck did you do? And spiny growth costs 2 because it's self only. Probably should only cost 1 now. I mean,
self only. It should only
I
cost
think
1. Yeah.
spiny growth should cost 1, but we haven't seen change. We haven't seen them change numbers, so I don't know if they're going to approach it in Mark III that way.
I mean,
I think somebody.
Because a lot of factions could have that little tweaks if they just change some numbers. I don't know if they're willing to make that kind of a jump.
I think if they're going to do like a yearly update in that regards, they could do that.
Yep.
Because they do have the ability to not have print on demand cards yet, but they'll be releasing PDFs of cards.
Yep.
I
Maybe,
believe
yeah.
there was some Twitter chatter with some of the PP faces that said that they are not beyond changing numbers now, point cost or values.
That would be neat.
Well, I think even the insider just said everything's on the table. Like, we're not going to just flat out restrict
until
ourselves.
they actually do it, though, it's hard to believe they're actually going to do it. It's just
Exactly.
it's a whole new edition. Who knows what's going to happen? I'm excited to see how they're going to address the errata for everything, not just scoring. I mean,
we're just barely into 6 months into this.
There's still casters I haven't even played yet.
Yeah.
People are like, man, Mark III, because Mark III, it's so new into it. Exactly. We need to see a couple of erratas. In the command books, we'll see. Although, didn't the command books? I only see one on the docket for December, one on the docket for January. I thought they're going to be doing like 2 a month. They're going to do like 3 a month. If they want them all out by lock and load next year, like at some point, if they don't start doing 2 a month quickly, they're going to need to do 3 a month to get it done by lock and load. Because January's 1 and December's 1.
Yeah, Trolls in December and then Menoth in January.
So they're going to have to.
So
there's
that's
9
actually been changed on the
There's
release
9
schedule?
factions.
Yeah, okay. No, there's 11 factions.
But 2 of them aren't getting command books.
They're
Minions and
theirs
Convergence
put together, yeah.
Minions are not getting
And
that?
And Mercs, yeah. Minions, Mercs, and Convergence.
They don't get command books, but they get the theme book or whatever.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. That's all I care about is the
Okay,
theme
yeah.
force books.
Well, Minions and Convergence are getting their themes first, which is hilarious.
Yeah, they get theirs
Yep.
through no quarter releases.
Coming up soon. So
I am really, I'm excited to see, like, I'm still waffling on War Machine Week, and Amanda and I talked about it on the way over here, and I think that we're going to go, but we might have to take all the people who were straggling to find a hotel room and actually just, like, get our own, which is just going to be me, Amanda, Ethan, and probably Ben Lang. But
Steven locally is trying to find a room, but we don't
Steven
like him,
just
so screw that guy.
He said he just filled up while we were talking to him, so
that's good.
we're trying to pawn Ben Lang off on him, but I think we're just going to take him under our wing now.
Having Ben Lang around is always amazing. So I mean, that's a good win.
It was.
Pawning Ben Lang off someone is like saying, "Here's a prize. Here's a prize of adorableness. Here's Ben Lang."
He even went out to eat with us last night. I was surprised.
Apparently, he almost lived in Madison recently.
Yeah, had we given him some better options to possibly find a place to stay.
Well, he never said he was thinking about it, so we didn't know we were supposed to find
He
options.
did say it was on the table. I don't know if he's actively. He might have been actively looking, but I think he said if he would have gotten something here, he would have taken it.
So, Zombie Dude in the chat. There's a Jeremy. So we have a Jeremy in the chat. Wants to know if there's any in this. So the Scorn episode. Any word on actual design theory behind the current iteration versus the upcoming January version?
We're just talking about the current stuff. I mean, we can't even theorize. If you spend
Maybe have a little speculation at the
yeah,
end.
don't be because you can't because we wouldn't talk about what Scorn is now. Because I mean, even when it gets a radical change, it should still be a lot. The same will obviously be some kind of fundamental change. But I mean, well, just some things. But I think you're going to see the core being the same. And we could be like, well, we hope this does this, but that'd be kind of lame if all we do is say it does this, but maybe because if you say
just
X model does one, it's like when you guess what a new version of the game is like. Well, maybe this will do this or this or this, and it's like speculation.
So it's going to be pretty much time capsule, current Scorn.
Yeah, which will also be kind of interesting when you look at it down the road and go, oh, Scorn only did that before. That's hilarious. Or we should like or if someone wants to review, listen to that, or watch the podcast, in 2 years, it'll be completely useless potentially based on like the changes.
Let's be honest. Like even the ones that aren't changing are going to be completely useless. Like Jeremy's Legion sode.
Yeah.
Or which not Legion. He did Red episode.
Yeah.
Like that's going to be mostly accurate. It's still useless.
Yeah. That's fair.
It'll probably be just like everything is the same except Deadeye doesn't exist in Ret.
Well, I just meant even right now, it's useless.
Well, yeah, I mean,
to listen to that
already,
episode.
That's already
Yeah.
I'll go with that.
He did not get drunk enough this time.
Jeremy might make a guest appearance on the first part of our podcast. People can last time we had people come in as guest appearances. We'll allow guest appearances in our current one.
Why don't you just soundboard him doing unplayable trash?
Well, if we had a sound, if we had I want to have a button like the easy button, just you press it, and it says unplayable trash.
I'm sure that could be done.
We just need a sound file of Jeremy saying that.
Yeah. I'm sure we can find a sound file of him saying unplayable trash.
I don't know. It's pretty. He doesn't say it often.
Yeah, go into the Legion episode and just randomly stop it every 3 minutes, and I'm sure you'll find one eventually.
Christ.
Yeah, for his Retribution episode, he was not drunk enough. He claims that he was drunk, but he was not drunk enough. He was not even remotely as close as he was at the Legion episode.
Well, he was pretty destroyed for the Legion episode.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a train wreck.
Yeah,
That's Jeremy.
That was a train wreck that Nathan jumped on midway through.
Yeah, you saw the grenade was about ready to blow, and you just decided to cap them there.
I Casey Jones that bitch. I was like, it's going off the rails. I'll guide it away from the platform.
Yep.
Is that a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle reference? That's Casey Jones, right?
He was the batter. At,
Yeah. What's the?
the
I know that.
Mudville.
So who did I mean to say? Is it also Casey Jones?
I don't know.
Is Casey Jones himself a reference? It was a.
No, he's from Turtles. That's what.
I know that.
That's the origin.
He's a Turtles.
There's a train conductor who.
Casey at bat.
Yeah, no, not that Casey at bat. There's a train conductor.
Casey Kasem?
Yes, Casey Kasem. Oh
Giving
my
us the
God.
top 40 as he's driving the train back
You
onto the
fucker.
trail,
While playing hockey with Turtles. And then
and also striking out.
It is Casey Jones. Casey Jones. So I don't know if that's a reference or not, but in
There's an old picture there.
in 1800 he sacrificed himself steering an out of control train into blowing up someplace that wasn't a bunch of people. It was like the trolley fucking lever mental exercise, but in real life, and he killed himself diverting the train.
Did he save the Turtles?
He saved the turtles. Yes, he was wearing a hockey mask. He saw Shredder over there, and he's like, "I'll get you, Shredder."
How do you really? I mean, your train only goes in one direction. There's not a lot of like.
There's like
direction.
oh my God, I can pull up the Wikipedia article.
There's rails. It's like he made the train go forward. Good job. You sacrificed himself. Did it fly?
Trains have switches that could cause them to go onto different tracks.
No, it's a flying train, like in Back to the Future 3.
This is the 1800s. Trains only went one direction. They didn't have different tracks.
So there was like from the East Coast to the West Coast.
One
on the West Coast, there was just a giant pile of trains.
Yep, it just keeps crushing it. Just keeps going. It's a one-way trip. They're going to build a new train. There's another one that goes the other direction. They just get on there. It's a very expensive endeavor. That's why we don't use trains as much anymore. Because buses could turn around, so we all use buses now. It's science, people.
It is science. Yeah, you use buses because trains can fly.
I mean, obviously.
Yeah, I saw Back to the Future 3.
Schmucks.
Otherwise, there's nothing really happening in Wisconsin or War Machine otherwise in the local area.
Well, I mean...
Well, there's a...
I think
there's our podcast anniversary.
I meant War Machine events.
Well, we're not. We're a War Machine adjacent podcast.
I know,
so
but
we
since
count.
we're adjacent, we can. Okay, yeah, I guess you go that way.
We count.
So here we go.
right.
He did not steer it. What it was that the train...
Hit the
Yeah, 'cause
brakes.
I don't see any steering wheels in trains.
Yeah.
Is it just to go straight?
Yeah.
I mean, there's just a brake.
Well, there's like you said, there's
an on-off
switches.
button.
There's switches for lines, and I
Yep.
thought it was that. But no, he
Turned it off.
Did he hit it with a bat?
he hit it with a bat over and over again and beat it into submission. That's what
There you go,
happened.
okay.
Go ahead and tell your story.
What happened next?
He stayed on. Everybody else jumped. Like the other engineers and stuff jumped off, and he stayed on the train to hold the emergency brake back as hard as he could to slow the train down so that the passengers wouldn't die from the impact.
Could've put
If he'd abandoned, yeah, he could have just like wedged something in there.
like a little, like his boot in there, or like some duct tape.
Yep.
So he,
That
tape did not
idiot.
exist in the
MacGyver would have survived.
yeah, exactly. I'm gonna say, yeah, dumbass. Even MacGruber would have survived that. MacGruber.
None of you had ever heard of Casey Jones?
Yes, I have. He was the last.
And the
person-
Turtles.
Is there a song about him too, like an old country song?
It was.
Yeah, he was.
No, that's
that was him on the
Big
boat.
Bad John. That's a mining collapse.
Okay,
Jimmy Dean sings that one.
the sausage guy.
Yeah.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah, the sausage guy.
What's happening? The Sausage King of Chicago.
He's dead now, though. I think he died like 2 months ago.
Al Froman?
Dan Aykroyd's dead.
Abe Froman's dead?
Yeah,
Sure.
Hey, Froman's not dead.
Freedox is having sound issues.
Someone died.
I hope there's not sound issues. As far as I can tell, I have everything hooked up.
Can anyone hear? You can hear
Well,
me.
what happened is like what's happening right now with Andy, where he's looking at a thing. Like we're having worse mic control. Mine's right in front of me, but I noticed that like Brian here will talk over towards me and Brian, and so the
these
mic
guys
isn't
are
in front of
over
his
there.
face. I know it's just because we're
look
not at
at-
a round table. Like
Yeah, we're not facing each other, so when I want to talk at someone, I have to turn and like talk out of the side of my mouth.
correct. You're fake talking just as the word whore over and over again.
Well, I've been thinking about whores a lot lately. So if I,
So do we have any cool plans for our anniversary? Well, your guys' anniversary, because it's sure as shit not
we should
mine.
do it in VR. Create a VR room, and then we'll all.
No, you would not want that experience at all. Of all of us, like if there was like a VR experience where you could be in the center of the Crippled System table with all four of us around you,
Like, hey,
that would be that would also require a lot of money. for me to be able to produce something like that. And that's not something you want to be. You don't want to be in this house.
Indeed.
Oh, Lord.
Indeed. So what's our topic for today? What's our amazing... Should we talk about the election?
We were doing warm... Yeah, that'd be great. Let's just all put our political views out there and discuss it in depth, and that won't be awkward at all.
Pro-Trump! Wait. Whoa.
No.
Anyway, you were saying...
Yeah. So you see him dismantle his teleprompters yesterday? That was hilarious.
No, I did.
He was on stage and one of his teleprompters wasn't working, so he just started dismantling his teleprompters, talking about how he wasn't going to pay the company.
Anyway, you were saying...
Yes.
Was I?
I said what topics, and then you were saying something.
So, War Machine Weekend. We have the anniversary of the podcast coming up, which is scary enough, our fourth year anniversary. They'll be on, technically it's November 19th, but we'll be broadcasting November 20th. I'm not sure what we're doing for it, but maybe something special.
We were going to have 53 people on the podcast.
No. I did go over, that was kind of a scary stat I went over. I went over everybody who's been on the podcast, and everybody I've talked to about that said, like, oh, you had maybe 20 people or so, and it's basically triple that.
Well,
Look at how many people that we've actually had on the podcast.
Are you counting the clusters? Because those obviously add like 12 people each.
Those had sometimes even more.
Yeah.
I mean...
Well, why can't we do a marathon session and just people can tag in and out? I mean, still have like 6 or 7 or 8 people, then people can just kind of come and go that way.
Just throughout the course of the day.
Yeah, it's just like an in and out kind of a thing.
Like a 12-hour podcast.
Yeah.
You're going to be there for 20 minutes and then leave.
That's his plan, yeah.
I love that idea. I don't understand the problem at all.
You could like Saturday Night Live it and then get everyone who's ever been on the podcast together and then just sing "We Are the World" or whatever.
We'll save that for the 5-year anniversary.
Okay.
For that, because that's just way too many.
For the
people.
anniversary, we should put the video of us waking up Nathan that we did 3 years ago.
No, I am working on that. I am actually working on that surprise video. I did find the video footage for it.
That also helped.
That was a good game.
That was, yeah, we played a game of Fortress America.
Came right down to the wire there. If I'd made a couple laser shots that last round, I could have retaken a city. It was an exciting game. I love that game.
Yeah.
I still stand by that I will play that game at any time.
And it was almost spread out your wedding, but there was...
At the wedding, it would have been amazing.
I
would have called that bluff, and I would have been divorced the next day.
That would have been... Yeah, there was a lot of, like, we could do it, but there was a chance Randy would murder someone, and it was still a coin flip. It's if you're going to die to that's a pretty awesome way to die.
At Nathan's wedding, I wanted to do this. It's basically when James would turn to... Because James is the one who did your ceremony, would turn to everybody and said, if somebody doesn't blah, blah, blah... Speak now, forever hold your peace. And I wanted to do the say anything.
Just
John Cusack just holding up Fortress America.
Holy shit. Are the three of you all members of the Scorn Memes Facebook group?
I think so.
Did you see the Say Anything parody?
It was perfect.
It was amazing. It was like the greatest thing I've ever seen.
I don't think I've seen...
It's her in bed, but it had Trevor Christensen's face on it, and there's like a rhinodon on the bedstand, and he's looking all sad, and then it cuts outside, and it's Hungerford holding up a sign that just says, Scorn Errata coming. He just got the happy face on it. It's amazing.
And it's all animated and good.
Oh, yeah.
So the heads are like bouncing back and forth. It's pretty good. Because we want Trevor to be happy because, he should have one day in life where he can be happy just for a minute. It'd be good for him.
Dominor, Eeyore.
One there.
Oh, we got a thick one, which,
Although I am jealous of it. That is that Eeyore person that I'm not sure which of his fans made that avatar for him. It's such an amazing avatar. It's basically
it is.
Siberian Eeyore is like, it is beautiful.
It is so Trevor.
Yeah, it is.
It's perfect. It is like literally the greatest thing someone's ever done for him.
I saw him happy once.
Yeah.
It's
I
interesting.
see Trevor smile.
Yeah.
He is definitely
he's
the
happy
person.
all the time. It's just, he's so happy.
He has happiness, but he isn't happy.
Yeah. His online persona is not happy. His in-person persona is happy. He just projects the internet. Like, that's just fine. In person is fun.
Right.
Which is the more important thing.
It's like my online persona is a 17-year-old teenage girl.
That explains so much.
I don't know if you want to admit that.
Well, I didn't tell you which chat service I use.
No, I just realized that, we're broadcasting off as me saying that I'm playing Death Road to Canada.
Well, it's still possibly accurate.
It is pretty much, we might be going on a Death Road to Canada.
Yeah.
This is like
Well,
Canada.
somebody asked a political question, and I can answer it really quickly and non-committally. It went away.
Oh, no.
But he was asking, as batshit insane as our election is, do Sanders/Trump supporters have a point? And I would say yes, and kind of, in that the Trump supporters are correct to be angry, but he's tricked them all into hating the wrong people. That's my answer.
There's a lot of angry
The
people.
immigrants aren't the reason you're poor. People like Trump are the reason you're poor.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh no.
Whoa. Whoa.
Yeah.
We got ourselves
Doopy,
a...
doopy, 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 doopy.
And he's trying to change the name of the episode, and so he opened Twitch in another window, and now an incredibly loud Twitch advertisement is playing.
It's HP dubstep.
And it's 30 seconds long. You can mute your television.
Yeah, we could dance to it.
Dance party! Jesus Christ. At least you didn't make anybody a mod this time.
The internet is so amazing.
But there, we got political for a little while.
Yeah.
I saw that Jeremy was talking about Wisconsin being the land of beer and brats, and Professor Lust was at the War Machine tournament in Madison yesterday, and he brought a fellow with him who worked at a brat and beer house that had over, I think he said 22 different brats, and one of them was a rattlesnake and rabbit brat, like the predator and the prey in a brat.
That's a very weird thing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Isn't Lust a little further away? Like, he's in Mankato.
Maybe, but he makes it to that place.
He makes it to, like, the
And
cities
some of
area.
the Twin City guys come down there, so it's a nice location. By the way, what faction were you playing yesterday? Because you switch factions every 4 hours now. So
I'm
played
still on.
Sorsha.
I'm still on Kador. Yeah, I played Sorsha. I didn't play Kador. I played Sorsha.
and what was Lust playing?
Lust was playing Crix.
Crix? Oh.
He had Witch Coven and Venethrax, and I had Sorsha and Karchev, and I was list locked in the 4th round in a Karchev.
there was a 4th round, so you
There
beat
would
Andy.
have been. There would have been a 4th round, but when I beat Andy, the 4th round should have happened, but the timing wasn't, or there wasn't enough time to finish a 4th round. So Lust and I just ship captained and crewed it, and it was a murder show. It wasn't very good.
Did you boxcars it?
No, he got an 11 on the 3rd try. None of us qualified in the first 2 throws. So then he ended up just like closing out by throwing an 11 on the last like try. I couldn't even qualify. So
I figure there's an issue.
There's an issue, says
So
the
the
Andy.
Ethernet cord that's hooked up into my laptop is not the normal Ethernet cord I use. It's normally hooked up behind there. That cut off when I
Oh,
was fucking with the stream.
Andy had a bad Ethernet cord. Good job. But in chat, you need to tell that guy that we live in Wisconsin. He did it! Hooray!
Hey, we're all clapping. I'm
do.
So are
clapping.
we still broadcasting?
Yeah, we're still running.
Hi, everybody.
Hooray! This is the best episode.
I feel like I'm somewhere new. This is such weirdness. It's morning. I'm downstairs.
Yeah, we're 7 hours early. We're in a couch area. There's a door there. I can see nature.
I know. Where are all the ladies?
I don't know where my stuff went.
Andy wandered away. We're lost.
Well, 3 of us saw Shin Godzilla. We can talk about
Let's
that.
talk about Shin Godzilla. It's out of the theater, so it's not like Brian can go see it now. He's missed his chance. He has to wait for months for it to come on DVD. So we're going to spoil Shin Godzilla. So if you want to see Shin Godzilla and it'll be spoiled,
Too bad. It's out of theaters.
too bad.
You can't see it.
Godzilla's in it. He blows up Tokyo. It's a spoiler.
The hilarious thing,
So, I made a post, my Facebook post, which is in reference to honestly the best scene in that movie, which is when B-2 bombers hit Godzilla.
It makes him mad.
It makes him angry,
Yeah.
and then that's when you basically get to see his breath for the first time, and you see his breath. It just goes.
There's like 3 different forms of breath.
Yeah, it basically you just see it go boom. It's a little fire, and then it just goes boom, even more fire, and then you see basically the silhouette of Tokyo on fire, and it keeps on going until it concentrates into a laser beam.
Well, first he pukes out like smoke.
Yeah,
And the
yeah.
smoke rolls all throughout Tokyo like smog or whatever. And then he breathes fire that ignites all the smoke and just murders the whole city. And then it turns into a fucking laser beam.
Well, because this Godzilla was evolving from the beginning. Like we first see his thing
He was adorable.
And at first I was like, is that going to be an evolved Godzilla, or is that like a goofy creature that Godzilla's going to kill?
I
I wasn't sure at first.
Yeah, at first I thought it was another Baragon situation where you're going to have a cute Godzilla that Godzilla murdered, and then he stood up, and I'm like, oh, he's just changing, which is cool.
Well, when he first shows up, he's got the spines, and you can see that the spines are basically almost the exact same thing as Godzilla. Yeah, that's what threw me off.
So, because their origins are slightly different. He just evolved because of the mutations of the nuclear.
This, I saw, speaking of origin stories, this is the, well, I guess second, because the original Godzilla film, but this is the first of all the following Godzilla films to actually be a full-fledged reboot. Every other Godzilla film has only rebooted back to being a sequel to the original.
Yep.
There's like 6 of them that are sequels to the original and ignore the rest of the canon, but none of them goes all the way back and says this is the first time we've ever seen Godzilla until this one.
Well, isn't the American Godzilla that came out last year?
I'm only counting Toho ones.
Okay.
Yeah, sorry, I'm only counting the Toho series.
They got permission.
Obviously.
They got permission from Toho to make that one, though.
Yeah. I'm not doing like the Matthew Broderick dismissal one like I will to that one where like, that's not really Godzilla. That's blah, blah, blah. No, I'm not doing it. It's Zilla. That's true. Who gets schooled at the Sydney Opera House in Godzilla Final Wars. But anyway, yeah, I'm only, of the Toho ones, it's the first one to go back and be a full reboot.
Oh, okay. I thoroughly enjoyed it. I thought it was well done for what it was. I mean, it's your standard kaiju film. That
scene, that like 45 seconds, is the most brutal destruction Godzilla has. That's the height of a minute's worth of destruction I've seen out of him. His total destruction, that's not the most I've seen, but that one scene, he's just like, oh, okay, I guess he just destroyed cities every 30 seconds.
Well, during what was weird to me is later on, they're like, because he basically Godzilla, he powers down after that. He basically wears himself out after basically destroying the city. But they're like, well, he only destroyed 3 districts. I'm like, that looked like more than 3 districts. That looked like 100% destruction
of the island.
Yeah. I was like, there's no more. Yeah, there's no. How can there be more Tokyo? Like, oh, only 3 districts. How many districts are in Tokyo? Well, only 3. Like that. He only got 3 of the 3.
It's like, he attacked New York. He only destroyed 5 boroughs.
Yeah,
his tail was huge.
His tail was a little ridiculously big. Although when it was shooting, I wasn't quite sure if I needed the beams being shot out of it. It was a little ridiculous. But I mean, you can't complain about a little ridiculous in a Godzilla film because that's why you're at a Godzilla film is for.
And it was The West Wing. It was an episode of The West Wing. It had all the walk and talks. It's amazing.
I want to see a cut now of West Wing / this film. I really feel because I mean it was, and I love it. Because they really tried to approach this as how would a government actually react if a giant creature came out of the sea. They really wanted to be more realistic. Okay, there's a giant monster. How do we deal with it? And there's all this political stuff going back and forth.
Well, and especially Japan is in such a unique situation in that they do not legally have a military. They're not allowed. Like, they have super police. They have their defense force, but ever since World War II, the treaty they signed in World War II, they're not allowed to have an army, a navy, or an air force. They just have a defense force that is kind of more like our Coast Guard, where their only job is to kind of guard their shores and help rescue ships and stuff like that. I mean, they have fucking battleships, because they all know wink, wink if we need it. Yeah. But, although I think they're even limited to, destroyers, maybe not even full battleships. But the point is, they're really unique. Like, America, if Godzilla shows up, we have tanks and shit. Then we just go, well, fuck it, shoot them. But Japan isn't allowed to do that without permission of other countries, which is just a weird situation to be in.
Yeah, it was neat, and I like how they basically had a Japan pass a bill to be able to nuke themselves. That was the big point. Like, yeah, we want to nuke you, but we want to make sure it's legal, so you have to agree that we can nuke you.
Give us permission to nuke you.
That's kind of an asshole move for Japan to do, to actually make them say, yes, you can nuke us. Which is what makes the plot compelling, because obviously the people that are working for the thing don't want that to happen, because the one guy's like, well, because they're trying to evacuate, and one guy's, well, I'm not going to leave. My parents lived through this. I'm not going to.
Well, and they did a good job with that. Yeah, and bring up the parent stuff, because the original Godzilla film only came out a decade or so after they were bombed. So it was really emotionally powerful to see the destruction of Tokyo. It wasn't very heavily veiled that Godzilla was Fat Man and Little Boy in lizard form. Mm-hmm. So that was really potent. And so they touched on that with them having to wrestle with being nuked again. And a little thing that I didn't realize, and it may not be part of the reason they went this route, but the coagulant plot line, the trucks they used to like put the stuff into Godzilla are the trucks that they used when the power plant melted down a few years ago.
Okay.
So it was another reference to a nuclear disaster that they've had recently in real life.
I did feel like they were trying to pull that vibe because there are people who are risking themselves for the radiation. They're really showing where they made the people work really heroic, and they did a good job, I thought.
Yeah.
I know some people would be mad because there was too much talking. I mean, there's always a balance in these films. Like the King, I still like the one Godzilla movie more.
Godzilla, Mothra, King Ghidorah, Giant Monster Solid Attack.
But that's much more campy.
Yes,
it's amazing campy. But this movie has more emotional investment to it.
Yes,
you actually care about the characters.
Yeah.
But yeah.
So go back in time and see it.
Yeah.
Or when it comes out on DVD, see it. Or go to Japan and see it.
What year did it come out? Because I'm trying to find it on IMDb, and actually you cannot find it.
It was just like last week. We saw it together.
It came out earlier this year in Japan. It's a this year movie.
I think he means the first one.
I'm talking about the first one.
Oh, yeah. It was 1816. Casey Jones was the one. Casey Jones shot a train into Godzilla to stop him. He sacrificed himself to save the world.
Was it actually called Godzilla, or is it called Gojira?
Yeah, it's called... the Japanese one was called Gojira. 1954.
Yeah, I was going to say
I see it. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, so I mean that's
pretty ridiculous.
Just
timing.
about a decade.
Yeah.
9 years.
I mean,
after.
your country gets nuked, and you make a movie about a creature who's powered by nukes. It's pretty ridiculous.
Yep.
I mean, in America, we get sensitive if someone tries to make a movie. I mean, imagine if someone made a movie within 10 years of 9/11 about a creature that was blowing up skyscrapers because of I mean, it'd be like
he's made out of an airplane and he's just slamming his head into skyscrapers and making them fall down.
I mean, people would be a little offended.
Yeah,
not embrace it. But anyway, I'd see the movie.
The Attack of Plane Face.
Oh, I think I offended somebody.
Like Thomas the Tank Engine with just his face on a plane.
Dude, that show is brutal.
Thomas?
Yes. It's dark. I saw an article about that. Like, number one, the island they're on is like the only bastion left. Outside of that island is just a post-apocalyptic hellscape.
What?
Yeah, that's actually official canon. And it's shit like there's a train that won't come out of a tunnel, and so at the end of the episode, they just brick up both ends of the tunnel and leave them there to die. It's like, fuck you can just die. And they just brick up the tunnel. And they have like mass train graves where all the dead trains go. That's
a little weird.
Yes, it is weird. British television.
Crazy Brits.
There's also a great video of all the train crashes from that show while Let the Bodies Hit the Floor plays.
Oh, Jesus.
It's great.
I do find it odd, probably like one of the most vulgar comedians of all time, I would say. George Carlin was a regular on the show.
Yeah. Him and Ringo Starr.
There was not an uproar about it, too. I mean...
Well, I mean...
People can separate that.
What's his face? Cocaine Mick Disney Genie.
Robin Williams.
Bill Cosby?
Robin Williams. Robin Williams started out as super vulgar, and then he, as I said, Disney Genie and all kinds of...
Yeah, but Carlin was still doing a stand-up at the time he was doing Thomas the Train.
Williams still...
Williams didn't do much stand up for a long time. He started doing it near the end.
He started out. He was stand up. Then he went into stuff.
Right, but his point is it wasn't concurrent.
Yeah,
he wouldn't record his Disney lines and then go swear on a stage.
Correct.
Gotcha.
Yeah, his stand up was few and far between.
He did stand up, then children's, then back to stand up again.
Yeah.
That's kind of like Eddie Murphy going from Saturday Night Live and his stand-ups to The Nutty Professor. I think that's on the same trajectory. I think what would be more awkward is if like Richard Pryor decided to do Disney movies. That would be a little bit more intense.
It would be intense
especially
too
now.
because he's dead.
I'd be like, wow,
super intense.
That's a weird ass. It's like Weekend at Bernie's Part 3.
What's disconcerting is going back and watching. I think it's Raw. I don't think it's Delirious. I think it's Eddie Murphy Raw, and you're enjoying it, and it's classic. And then he goes off for about 10-15 minutes making a lot of AIDS jokes, and you're like, fast forward.
I missed the comedian because I was reading the chat there for a second.
Eddie Murphy, Raw.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he's got a whole section about them wacky faggots and their AIDS disease, and it's like, what?
Yeah.
No. This is not okay anymore.
It's so amazing when that kind of shit happens. It's like, it was at the time. I mean, whenever you see those things, those little time capsules, where at the time you laughed at it, but now you're like, that's terrible. And it's good that it's terrible now. That means we've advanced as people, I guess.
Ish.
Yeah, but sometimes it makes things like Monster Squad. I was really sad. It's one of my favorite movies as a child. You know, it's my personal Goonies, and it still holds up super flawlessly. Except in the first 5 minutes, they call one of their teachers a faggot twice.
Yeah,
And it's like awkward. But then you get past it and you're okay. But it's God.
Yeah, some of those terms are definitely a little bit too much up back there. At least we're past it. I mean, not some people, but
we're to the point where it's not okay. We all know it's not okay.
Yeah. Whether you say it or not, there's a difference.
Yeah.
We're past it. We accept it as a time capsule. We're not going to ET flashlight it.
Right. Yeah.
Flashlighted in ET?
Yeah,
Flashlight
ET.
yes.
They probably do sell ET flashlights.
Probably.
They just extend out.
Yeah, they glow.
Yeah, a little wiggly finger.
Ouch.
Yeah.
No, but you know what I'm talking about, ET.
Yeah, the
They
flash.
replace all the guns with
flash.
flashlights. So yeah. And I don't even know if they showed drunk ET in
ET is a monster.
They fixed it. The newest versions of ET went back to the original
restored.
stuff. Yep.
I actually think the
is
DVD
awesome.
even had both versions on it.
Oh, it did?
Yeah, I think right away, because they re-released in the theater and it had the flashlights, and I don't know if it was always their intention or because of pressure, but I'm 99% sure when the DVD came out, it just had both versions on it.
I have not seen that movie in probably 30 years.
So you might not remember that E.T. is mentally controlling the child and leaving him to die to leech off his life force, and so he's actually a horrific vampire monster?
No.
Yes.
No. He's not mind controlling him.
Then how come when he gets drunk, the kid gets drunk?
Well, you know.
How come when E.T.'s dying, the kid's dying, and then when the FBI takes E.T. away from him, the kid gets better right away? Because E.T. was killing him to keep himself alive.
No. It's just a link.
Okay.
It's a friendly link.
It's not parasitic at all.
But speaking of the thing, like when there's services. Some of my friends, when they want to show the kids movies, and there's these like web services now. You can rent movies through the website, but they edit them. Uh-oh. They cut up like this all the bad. It's kind of like when you watch a show on like TBS. You know, they're editing out the swear words and they do all that kind of thing. It always bugs me when these services actually offer that thing. But it's like, well, he couldn't show us kids these movies without it. I'm like, how bad is it really? Because they do it for TBS and CB. You know.
As an optional service, I like it existing.
Yeah.
You know, but doing it automatically and permanently and without request, no.
Yeah.
You know, like I like the Warner Brothers cartoons when you buy a DVD that has the World War II Bugs Bunny cartoons, they have a disclaimer that says, "Hey, this shit's offensive. We're not going to edit it. You can watch it. It's wrong. Japanese people aren't all buck-toothed monsters and with Coke bottle glasses, but they are in this because we were racist as hell in the 1940s. But it is what it is."
And we were at war with them as well.
Right. We were at war with them, and the thing is, like, America thinks of itself as a white country. And so, especially at the time, like more and more people admit that we're a melting pot, but at the time we were a white country. And Germans were white, so they were just, they were bad people, but whatever, you know. But those Chinamen and those Japs, they sure look different, and so it was easier, right?
But now everything is good in America. So
Sure.
We've now made America great again. So we've succeeded. And
Well, now we all admit we're all white and black and Asian, and so it's just those horrific Muslims. With their turbans and their scimitars and their ululating. We'll just highlight. Oh my God! It just never goes away. It just changes targets.
It will.
Like, who are we going to be horrifically racist against next?
Martians.
Hopefully.
I think already now, Muslims.
No, I mean next. That's what I'm saying. Next.
Then
You know, like it was those savage Indians, and then we hated the Asians, and now we hate the Muslims, and so
I'm kind of waiting for the Canadians to get their coming up.
Get their comeuppance?
Comeuppance, yeah. Like,
Yeah.
That'd be amazing. We could have a border war. We're so close to it. We could be in the front lines of the America-Canada battle.
Yeah.
Well, we'll know about that in a month.
I will mention before it scrolls off, because we were talking about, you know, movies that are kind of offensive now, but like he says, Zombie brought up the original Bad News Bears. That one I'm kind of okay with because they're supposed to be horrible people.
It's like Bad Santa's supposed to be terrible.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Walter Matthau?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's just the bad person in that film.
So are the kids. Like, that's my point. Is like, it's not like my thing with Monster Squad is those are two lovable. Those are the main nice kids, and it's just
Right.
that whatever. And so it's like really jarring. But when it's Walter Matthau and Bad News Bears, well, yeah, he's just a shithead.
Yep.
Of course he'd use racial slurs.
Right. And be drinking while he's coaching them.
Of course, Bad Santa. Like bad. It's not like 20 years from now you'll be like, oh my god, I can't believe that he said that. It's like, no, I can believe that because he's a bad Santa. It's the whole point of the movie.
I did see the trailer for Bad Santa 2, and like the guy who plays Therma Merman is just cursed with looks. He just still looks like that chubby, fat, wandering kid. It just is so. Usually, you grow out of your awkwardness, and this guy just like hung on to his.
He embraced it.
It was really bad.
I carved you a pickle.
What?
I carved you a pickle.
Oh my god.
It's a bloody wooden pickle. Oh god.
Lupus Ferris showed up. If that is who I think it is, he's the whole reason we're recording at 11, and his bitch ass didn't show up until noon.
Yeah.
What the heck, guy?
Well, there's a time zone difference.
Time zone, yeah. He's because we're in Australia now. His time zone's all screwed up.
We had at least one other Brit in there, so that's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looked like somebody who was new. But
As long as Tort's here, it's all that matters.
Tort will always be here.
so 100 points was fun.
Yeah, tell us about that. Is that sarcasm?
No, I actually did like it. The thing that was had a War Machine tournament in Madison yesterday, and it was 100 points. Rick, one of our local PGs, set it up months ago when Mark III was out, when everybody was talking about how 75 was just not the right point level. It felt like it was too little. So he made a 100-point tournament that occurred months later. So now we've all settled in. 75 is comfy.
Mm-hmm. We have
So
a German.
100 just was starting to feel like too much. But after I played it, and this might just be a bias from my perspective because I did one list Sorsha just assassination focused the whole day. But like 100 points didn't really feel any different than 75. I felt like I had more tools to orchestrate my assassinations, which I did because it's an increase in points, but it didn't feel like anything was super grindy or that there was too much to pay attention to or anything like that, or the skews got too hard.
Well, Jordan wasn't there to show you more skew.
Well, I
Andy
also feel
brought a
like
skew that was pretty rough.
100 points is only 25 points more, so if I think it is. Let me try this again. Like if you're trying to spam or something, you're only going to squeeze in one extra warjack or one extra unit. Mm-hmm. But if you do it to squeeze in utility pieces, like you're saying, you get 5 more power solos in there. And I think you get way more effect out of getting 5 more solos than 1 more warjack.
Well, my
So
Karchev,
doesn't it take some of the the haiku restriction that forces you to be creative? Doesn't that extra 25 points take some of that away?
I don't know. I feel like there's a difference between being creative and having to make compromises in your list. Like, I feel at 75, I need to make a lot of compromises. Like, I can do this one thing, but Alt Nashley's going to stay home because I really would rather have Kel or a Marksman or a Tinkerer. So, when I get to 100, I feel like I can build my list a little bit more fully and regularly. Like, this is what I want. The vision of my list can be executed the way I want it to. Like, my Karchev list, that was the one that I didn't drop at all that day. My 75-point one is 9 heavies and some fixers. And my 100-point list was 10 heavies and a full sniper boat. Like, that's an amazing improvement for him and makes his list completely different. That's what I want out of a 75-point list, but I can't quite get it and keep those heavies there.
Right, and I guess the inherent debate would be whether the opinion is that forced compromises are the same as creative restrictions. Mm-hmm. Like, I think being able to fit everything takes away some of the fun of list building.
That could be it, but it doesn't take away the fun of playing because I had
sure.
ton of fun
and that's
playing
a fair
that list.
counterpoint. Is because you're right. Is the restrictions is having to make those choices better for the game, or is actually playing what's fun better for the game?
Right.
And there's pros and cons either way. I see both arguments. I don't necessarily feel too strong one way or another, but it is an interesting way because the list build. But if you settled at 100 points and you played longer, you'd probably think of more ways that you'd at some point you'd be like, man, I do want to add these more. At some point you'd still have some list building quandaries.
Right, because more points would always allow more stuff.
Yeah,
I mean,
so then you add more. So there's always going to be that compromise, but it won't be as extreme as 75.
I also feel one of the other things, since I was playing an assassination list that made things a little bit more difficult, was that when you're playing at 100 points it's a lot easier to stop assassinations, like these long-range threats on you, because you have more points to put more things in front of you. Having like more Warjack points at 75 means you are taking away from like the meat of the list, like the solos, the units, the utility stuff. And you're more susceptible to those people who can fly from downtown and have like their 21-inch non-linears. Whereas with the 100 points, you get a few things to like muck that up a little bit. Like there was when I played a second round against an Aussian player, I just had to chew through so many stupid House Guard Halberdiers and Invictors to even try and get a beat on Aussie in that game. And in a normal Aussian game, if this was a 75-point game, I think I probably would have had him dead to rights by turn 2. Just because there's so little things when he has 3 heavies that he really can't put enough in between to stop me from getting there.
Sure.
So it was pretty fun. I mean, like, I don't know, Andy, how did you feel with... Because you ran the skewiest of the skews, I think. I think 2 Colossals is a skew.
But he does that at 75 as well.
I've done it at 75.
Yeah, but you get a lot...
Still
You
skew at 100. Still.
Yeah.
And then you had a 60 Drudge Thexus list, too.
60 Drudge.
Yeah. So you were playing...
You're being silly.
So you're playing...
I had 86 fucking Trooper
So
models.
Oh my god, I wish I'd had my double vaults list.
you were playing Jordan this con. You were doing the skew. You were the...
Somebody had to pick
well,
it up.
I mean... I just wanted to... Mark II fun that I was playing with 2 Colossals.
Our screen went away for a second, but now it looks like it's back.
Yep. And we acquired a German, and Tort is out twiddling his thumb somewhere.
I wonder where the German's from. My brother used to live in Würzburg, and my uncle currently lives in Tecklenburg. True story.
What the fuck?
Oh, no.
Oh, no.
We've
I
exited
think we're
the
still
host
live.
mode.
No, well, it went away, and I think it's back. Maybe
back.
people will chat if we're back again, if they
Are
can see
we
us again.
here,
I think it was just a
people?
hiccup.
No, suddenly it stopped broadcasting again.
Good times.
Jerks.
What the fuck is going on?
The internet is crazy. It's technical difficulties. So yeah, so you played War Rails. What did you do yesterday, Nathan? You work?
I worked. No, they say we're back.
Yep.
We're back, Andy. Okay. I worked, and then I stopped by and I said hi to people at the event, and then I went home and played more Bioshock Infinite.
There were surprisingly few skews at that tournament. I think Ethan might have had a 9 heavy E-Kyle list, and I think that was it as far as skews were concerned. Maybe Lust brought, I think he brought 9 Stalkers or something like that.
Yeah. Something very stalkerish.
Stalkers. Caw-caw.
But I was really looking forward to playing against Cricks because I just I don't get the opportunity to play against any Cricks around here, or especially in Baraboo. There's 0 Cricks players.
Who's Travis?
Well, Travis seems to dodge me all the time, and
We have Dan. Dan's playing Cricks right now.
okay, I just need to get to Madison then. But Les seemed like he had a pretty good grip on what he wanted to do, and he still went 3-0 with it. So it would have been nice to get that experience.
Yeah, for as bad as Crix is, they're really rocking the Coven pretty hardcore.
Yeah, the Coven is probably the one they're butt humping to stay alive right now.
I've always thought Coven was one of their most underappreciated casters, even going all the way back to Mark 1.
In Mark II, I thought Irush 2 was the most underappreciated, and then all you got to do is give him a ball-busting spell, and he becomes ridiculous.
For me, because I played Lust and I played Brian, so I played the 2 undefeated guys here, and against Lust, I did miscalculate a couple things. I had some bad die rolls as well. I ended up losing Gaston to a Stalker that was just barely out, or that was just barely in. That is,
Sure.
just because of I could have re-angled my charge into that one other Stalker that would have prevented that. So yeah, and it wasn't that I was losing. I did lose by scenario. It was not a kill box scenario, so I couldn't actually tie him down, and he could dominate one zone with a witch that was on the other side of a forest, and part of the zone was on the other side of the forest.
Yeah, that's always rough when there's just like a tiny sliver of zone that's on the other side of a building or a forest.
Yep.
Yep.
She's like, nah, I'm just gonna tow this over here. But yeah,
It's life.
it's tough. And that's actually how you beat a double colossal list, is you
Just hide.
can hide. And it was one of the zones that you can dominate on your own side as well.
Yeah, those are always risky.
Yeah,
They're rough.
that was the split horizontal zones, I think.
Yep.
I can't remember the name of it. I thought it was 2 fronts for a while, but I know it's changed.
It's not entrenched, is it?
Entrenched,
It was
I thought-
entrenched as
okay.
the scenario. they were playing
Yeah.
there.
Yep. Yeah, and he just did a good job of stopping your Colossals from being able to trample or run to toad that zone. Because once you get one of those Colossals there, he didn't have anything really strong that could have killed a Colossal.
He had 2 Seethers that did some damage to it.
Yeah, with Infernal Machine.
Yeah.
You know.
But yeah, the rest of the force would not be. If I could, I took care of one of the Seethers and that, but I just couldn't get into the other zone at that time.
Yep.
And that was the same turn I ended up reactivating the Galleon, which is an interesting tech that Galleons cannot be added to Jack Marshals, but Jack Marshals can reactivate them.
And make them
And then they become
autonomous.
Yeah, instead of inert, which is way better.
Yep.
Yes.
I did throw a lot of weird tech towards Lestway, which he thought it was interesting. I did a lot of shooting my own Colossals with Terran, so I could shoot through them.
So you could hide behind him and still shoot him.
Yeah. Probably my favorite. It didn't happen because she ended up dying to a free strike. But one of the things I wanted to do is Durgan was right behind the inert Galleon, and he had a Seether on the other side. My Earthbreaker had a Seether in its reach, and it looked very close where the Earthbreaker could have gone up and gotten both of them, but I didn't think I had the reach for it. So I was going to have Terran shoot the Galleon, and then have Durgan just case cracker the other one. He's
Sure.
like, but he's in melee. And he was like, no, my Jack is inert.
Yeah.
You can't engage it.
Yeah, inert's a funky rule that it doesn't come up very often, but when it does, there's just a lot of weirdness to it.
Durgan still has Arcing Fire, doesn't he?
But the
Galleon would have been within an inch?
Yeah, it was definitely within an inch.
Okay.
Yeah, because Seethers don't have reach; they just have 1 inch melee, so it would have had to be at least an inch.
Yep. So that would have been kind of a neat thing, is where and Shadowfire lasts only a turn, so it does not benefit the opponent either.
Yeah, as soon as you hit that Earthbreaker against me, I was like, I opened up War Room right away, and Andy knew exactly what I was doing. He's like, it's only a turn. I'm like, sure.
Oh yeah, I did that against you too. Yeah.
I think
Because that was when I was trying to that was my failed attempt where I needed to roll an 8 on 3 dice, and
there were also like maybe just
Boosted
there were a
eights
few
always miss.
It's the worst number in the game.
yep. And that would have won the game, because then Brian would have had about 11 shots coming in from Earthbreaker and Galleon into Sorsha.
It was not comfortable, but she ended up sitting at defense 20 in a forest. So,
What was the boosted 8 to get on her?
He had a Winter Guard.
A Winter Guard, yeah.
That was within blast range.
For the knockdown?
For the knockdown.
Yeah. Ugh.
my rager was just a sliver out, which was just luck by my hand.
You know you can pre-measure things, so you don't do that yourself.
Well, see, and the thing is, with Andy's list, it's so AoE concentrated, and I've never really played into one that's so heavily throwing around AoE 3s and 4s, so I was just like, well, I know I need to space my guys out, so I just kind of eyeballed it, and I have the gauges for the for the blast radius, so I should just use them, but I just, like, it was a very different list from what I'm used to playing against right now.
My last game I played, I feated with Rask to cover all of my army except for one model, and that one model was within an electro leap distance of Dahlia.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's
Nothing like losing a model that cannot be attacked for 2 different reasons. I just wanted to kill myself.
I did something similar. I went up against the first opponent I went up against was Tyler from Mankato as well, and he had 2 of the Pistolier
Tempest Blazers?
Tempest Blazers. So they both have Chain Lightning, or not Chain Lightning, but
Electro Leap.
Electro Leap. So I went through my entire army, all my Colossals, where everything was within 4 inches away from my Colossals, except for Durgan, because I knew armor 17 versus, he might spike a few, but he had some focus on him. I was worried about him dying to that. It kind of made him not engage as much.
Not me. I moved one model out of feet range and made her be 3 inches away from Dahlia and be within walk and melee attack, because Dahlia's thing was even preventing them from charging because she had Haunting Melody up. So I'm like, no, I'll just put this model within walk and stab distance of your Electro Leap guys. Thanks. And then he rolled the 8 to hit her and then the 7 to kill Dahlia. I was like, wah. Wah, wah, wah.
Why
Goodbye, Scarif.
did Dahlia just transferred?
Because she was naked.
Ooh, I like this more now.
Well, because the snake had murdered everything, and I thought Dahlia was safe, and she was safe if I wasn't an idiot.
Yeah, those lesser warlocks are the ones that are always camping 0. It's just hard for them to even protect themselves.
Like her and Wrong Eye, they have such defensive tech that they do protect themselves even at 0.
Yeah.
But if you give them one thing like that, womp.
Well, that's another like with the talk that Andy and I have had with the weird things, or just the weird. Andy was going up with the weird things, but like 100 points does let you. Another cool thing is it lets you do more tricky things. I think because with my Sorceress, there's no way I'd be able to fit Nis and Iana and Holt with Valachev. Normally, it couldn't happen. There's just too many points there. But one of the neat tricks that I ended up doing was Iana and Holt, or Iana kissed something. Winterguard shot it with the +2. Then a Rager killed Valachev to let the Nis shoot that thing with the +2. So they in one turn they went from friendly faction Khador to friendly faction Mercs.
Sure.
So that was fun. I wonder what the Rask 100 point list would look like. That's what brought it up. Like you could do a lot of weird tricky things with him, I think.
Well, I mean, for me, it made me realize that I really need to get Terran back in my list. That's all it meant for me. It was like all my fun tricks that I had with Terran back in Mark II. I miss it.
Orin is who I'm looking at right now. I think Orin is an interesting guy. He's a good 5 points.
I play with my Xerxes one.
It's weird that he can't gain power tokens anymore. So he's just got 3 mini feats, and then he's done.
It's a little weird. I'm a little weird. It is odd that he can't. I mean, luckily he doesn't have to spend those to go stealth. At least he just doesn't.
Yeah. So he just walks around being stealth, and 3 times in the game he fucks your opponent, and then he's just a little chain lightning guy that you let die.
Yeah. That's true. It's a true story.
It would be neat to see a model that would actually restock some of those counters, not just power counters, but like I also have a problem with like Damiano and Lord Rockbottom not being able to get more coins throughout the game. Like,
how would they do that?
I don't know. They just have a banker that follows them around.
They steal them from their opponent.
Maybe that'll be the next Merc solo. Is a guy with a sack of money that can refill coin.
Caster attachment.
Yeah, it's like the Squire, but it's just a safe.
Yeah. It'd probably be more cute than good, but.
Well, so who's more bored of War Machine talk, you or our viewers?
I could talk about Overwatch, I could talk about Overwatch for the next 20 hours, or I could talk about Terraforming Mars for the next 20 hours.
Overween is amazing.
Overwatch is the greatest thing.
I wish I got invited to your guys' thing up at Chris's. I would have gone. I would have skipped that tournament.
We've played 5-player games. And there's 5 of us. So I tell you, 6 players. You can't play a 5-player game with 6 people.
You can.
We just played Terraforming Mars again and again.
Seems good.
It was fun.
Yeah.
It's a fun game.
So how many people started out their
you talk to us all the time.
Overwatch Halloween special with buying a $20 crate?
I haven't done that yet. I was waiting.
Yeah, I was going to wait, and then I decided I'm probably not going to play it as much as I want to. Yeah. And I'm also mid-level, so I'm not going to get as many loot crates for the amount of time I'm going to put in.
I mean, I will throw money at the game if... Well, the fact that you can at least spend your credits on the things you want. Like, I can get one of the... I already have 2 of the 4 legendary outfits, and the one I really want I haven't got yet, but I have over 3,000 coins, so... Yeah. And I'll drop $10 or $20 on crates at the end of the month if I don't get it. But they look amazing, and Overwatch is so much fun that I don't care.
Yeah, I know this first run I picked up a $20 crate, and then next week I'll probably pick up another one, unless I'm getting really, really frothy to get the rest of my costumes, but I might pick up the 50, maybe.
Yeah, I physically bought a Junkenstein in the Roadhog Frankenstein.
Yeah, I did spend 3,000 gold on Mercy.
Yep. That was actually my first box was Mercy skin.
Nice.
That's like the best one.
The Mercy one's pretty amazing. No, Overwatch is so much fun.
You know how much time I have playing Mercy?
What's that?
Do you know how much time I have?
No, I don't.
Dash.
Nice.
I have absolutely no seconds playing Mercy.
You play Lucio though, so you have a healer in your.
Yeah, I play Lucio a lot. I like him, but I would probably like Mercy, but. It's more of a principle thing now. I have everybody else at a certain time limit, and then hers is just no time whatsoever.
Well, Mercy is interesting because being good at Mercy is knowing how to hide. I mean, you have to be able to heal people, and then you need to be invisible so you know when to res. And then the res is so important because like if you see one person down, you need to know, okay, if we're in the middle of a push, I can resing one's worth it, or that one person who's down happens to be one of the two important people on our team, so I can blow it on them, or I have to wait. So you have to time when you res. If you think 3 people are going to die in 4 seconds, you have to wait 4 seconds and try not to die for those 4 seconds. It's a lot of fun. I think she's one of the most challenging, intensive, fun characters to play because you can win the game with a properly timed res, or you can fuck the entire game over because you didn't do the right res, and it's all your fault.
Well, with Mercy, I feel like I really rely on my opponents or my teammates' ability to play the game, because so often I'll be like, okay, there's the person I need to heal. He's putting out a shit ton of damage, and I need to make sure he doesn't go under that much fire. So I get some like Dad or Farah that just like runs out in the middle of nowhere, dies right away because they just come under too much fire, and then I'm just sitting there with my dick swinging in the wind while Reaper's running away from me. And I'm just like, I can't fly to you. This is a problem. And then everybody's bitching about Mercy's not healing anyone.
Yeah, it's each class is interesting because I mean I've been playing more and more offensive characters in competitive play. Because for a while I spent my first literally almost 20 hours just playing healers. I figured people don't want to play heal; they want to do damage. So I would take the support role and I would just suck it up. But then I'm like, these people are terrible at DPS and we're losing games, and now I'm the healer and I can't do anything about it. So if I like step up and take the damage class, just because I've seen more and more people who want to play healers. There's more people who, I feel, in competitive want to take the safe healer route so they can just play it safe and not have that pressure. Because if your DPS isn't killing anything, you're losing the game too. There are so many ways to lose those games.
Yep.
And you have to have people who are willing to chop each other and take up a certain role.
Yeah, inadvertently I have a lot of time with Mercy under my belt just because we usually play in groups of at least 4. Like that's the lowest that I get into, where we're communicating, we're all friends, and I'm always the one who gets stuck with the healer because I wait to pick last, and everybody's just bitching about how they need a healer, and it's just Mercy. She's the one that I always end up with. But I think my roles have flipped, where Farah was my number 1 because I just loved what she did, and now Mercy is because I just get shoehorned into her.
Yeah,
Which character do you play the most, Nathan?
Yes.
Why don't you have
Isaac?
to watch yet?
I don't know.
It is one of the most fun experiences I've had playing an online game.
It is. It has that whole element of Team Fortress 2. That
Well, why don't we just play Team Fortress 2? That's free.
Overwatch is free now
No, it's not.
after you bought it.
Well,
I mean, I've owned Overwatch for over about a year now. I think I bought it right away when it.
I pre-ordered like a year ago, so when it finally came out, it was like it's a Kickstarter. I buy so many things. It's like, did you guys see that Mechs versus Minions game? I bought that on Wednesday when it came out. It took me 8 hours to get it to be able to get to the fucking web store. Goddamn Riot Games, the web store for that. They hyped this game for a month. Like they hyped this game for months. They sent out a bunch of preview copies to like the big podcasters. Then they all loved it. So their video reviews were amazing. Then the quality, the game, Riot has too much money because League of Legends is so popular.
Yeah.
So they said let's put a chunk of money into this board game and we'll just make it amazing and we'll make the production value just stupidly amazing. And then we'll hype this release date for like months and months. And then the day of the release date, they said, well, let's just turn the web store off for the day it launches because that'd be hilarious. So we'll use like one half of a server for the web store, and then like the world wants to buy it, and then we'll tell them, oh, it's a limited release. And then we'll have a web store network. So the internet was forums on everything related to that. People were getting pretty upset by hour 7 or 8. People were like, I just want to buy your fucking game that you promoted for months, and you're Riot, so you should have the good. You guys, everything you do is online, so you'd think you could have a web store that works.
Mercs and Minions?
Mercs versus Minions.
Yep. Did you buy it?
I did buy it.
Yay!
Think of Robo Rally, but co-op.
Yeah.
And campaign.
And it's campaign mode. I'm thinking we could almost do it as a podcast thing if we wanted, track it or something. We could see, and it's even though it's a campaign mode, because it's not a legacy game. So after you beat a campaign, you can put all the pieces back in the envelopes. You wouldn't be surprised. The first time would be the surprise element of what gets added to it, but you could still replay with different people on like a legacy game where you pretty much one and done.
I mean, surprise might not even be that big of a deal. Like the campaign mode is also partially just to introduce more and more mechanics.
Yeah.
As the game goes along. Like you can replay through. Well, like I'm replaying through the BioShock games, and there's no surprise. But as you unlock more plasmids and more weapons, it's just the game doles those out as is appropriate.
Yeah.
And that's not, lost. Like, the fact that I know the shotgun comes up halfway through the game doesn't change how the game plays.
Yeah. In Mech vs. Minions, it's co-op, but they have a timed element, so when it's your turns, you all have like a 6 seconds to do something, so it takes away that alpha gamer mentality. No one can boss everyone around because everyone's at a timer.
All co-op games should have timers.
Yeah.
And it looks like it's a simultaneous timer.
Yep, it's simultaneous.
Like you're drafting, like there's a middle tableau, and you all get one card, and so you have that 60 seconds to decide who gets which card.
Well, that's cool. We have troubles with a couple folks in our gaming meta that are alpha gamers.
Yeah.
And it's frustrating at times.
I like co-op games with timers, or I'm surprised I haven't seen more games with the mechanic like it. I really like the Terrible Things deck in Zombies Keep Out, where it is a secret choice that you have to make with no help from the rest of the group, and they don't get to even retroactively see whether the choice was right or wrong.
Correct. Yep.
I really do like that. I am not a massive fan of the Bodger games, but the Zombies Keep Out is probably one of the better ones that I've played.
It and Infernal Contraption are the two that I think are legitimately good.
I think it's their best games. Zombies Keep Out, I think, is their best board game. I mean, Undercity is solid, but Zombies Keep Out, I think, is the best overall that you can introduce that to anybody.
Yeah, it is really like you don't have to be a War Machine player to like it. You don't even have to know about Privateer Press at all.
Correct.
It's just it's a game.
Yeah.
Tort brought up Robo Rally is a 2-hour game where half the players have given up and are literally shuffling and playing cards at random. So I'll say 3 things about Robo Rally.
A, burn it.
No.
Then kill it.
1.
And kill yourself.
1 tile at most. Never 2, never 4. Like, people try to make these big boards. No, 1 tile at most. 2 flags at most. People try to go to 8 different flags. No, fuck you. And 3, that card that lets you take over other people's controls and fuck with them, take that one out. Damaging weapons are fine, but taking agency away from people isn't fun.
And Mech vs. Minion does have that kind of auto control like Robo Rally, but because it's co-op, like, to me, you like co-op or that kind of thing, it's fun, and it's only like 4 or 5 cards at a time. Like, trust me, if someone says you want to play Robo Rally, I'm going to stab them in the throat, and I'll be like, sure, and then I'll watch them die, and then I'll go do something else.
Yeah.
But
even if you do those 3 things, the game at least shouldn't be more than a half hour or so.
Yeah.
I think. But yeah, it does suffer from it doesn't have a built-in timer, and as we discussed with things like Munchkin, games that don't have a timer, ugh.
Very rarely are games with no timers good. I mean, it can happen, but there needs to be that kind of element.
Yes.
And you should not go to work when you can play Terraforming Mars for the rest of the day. Just quit your job. No repercussions.
If I could live for Andy, can I just live for free here?
No.
Okay, never mind. I won't quit my job.
Maybe in the basement.
I mean, I will marshal it up. Like, if somebody will give me free room and board and food and just let me hobo on their, basement floor, I might quit my job. Well, she had,
Strong argument. Very strong argument. That was.
I'm all for hanging out with Nathan again, living at my place. But you're married, and that would be awkward.
Yeah. And you have a puppy now.
Yeah, who keeps the dog?
Do have a puppy.
That dog is not a puppy.
She's less than a year old. She's still a puppy.
I haven't seen her in a while. It makes me sad.
I should go over there and see if she reacts like the stupidest dog in the world.
She will. She'll jump on you. She'll nut punch you.
Yeah.
We're working on the jumping.
Or is that just me?
Not everyone. There's a group of people she does that with.
Okay.
She
absolutely loves me.
Well, the first time she met you, you gave her first ever fast food.
Yeah, that's true too.
You came in and she was not allowed human food and she was not allowed on the couch, and Andy comes over, jumps her up onto the couch and gives her Popeye biscuits.
I typically don't. I've learned not to feed someone's dog unless I know they can have people food or not.
Yeah.
I knew that rule was going away eventually. Yeah. I knew that neither Raylene nor I was strong enough that this dog wasn't going to be sleeping on the couch with a Big Mac in its mouth. But
it's better than David Hasselhoff.
Yeah.
Big Mac. I love that video is the best.
I mean, you feed the Shays dog all their food because it's hilarious. Because then you leave and you know it's going to shit everywhere. And it's hilarious. And plus, you give it the food that Jeremy is looking for to eat.
Yep.
You bring some nice bison sausage, and you go, "Hey, Jeremy, you got bison sausage," and you just give it all to Malcolm
While
And then
maintaining
you laugh.
unbroken eye contact with Jeremy, just shovel a piece at a time into Malcolm's mouth.
It just comes out of his ass. It's diarrhea. Like 4 seconds later, it's an immediate. It's kind of amazing. It's it's a gift the dog has.
So I don't know if we have a couple of Zappity Grumbles.
We did on the Facebook, at least. I don't know about the Twitters.
Well, while you're looking, one of the things I just wanted to address, because I see Travis started talking about it, was the value of buying more Overwatch packs. I don't remember what the small numbers looked like, but if you wanted to buy a $20 set, you get 24 loot crates that just has like design stuff. It's not gaming related material. It's just costumes and sprays and stuff.
Yeah.
But so that was 24 boxes for $19.99, and then you get 50 boxes for $49.99. So like you only really get 2 extra boxes for free if you buy
It's still free.
It is, but it's not like the more you spend this, you get this massive value. Like if the $20 set was like 30 boxes, and then the $50 one was like 75 boxes, then that would be pretty intense. But like there isn't much of a like. I'll take not having to drop $50 at one time just to lose out on 2 crates. It's not a big deal.
And at least when you get duplicate items, it turns into cat.
God damn it, Travis.
Coral and coins. What did Travis follow up with?
Said it was $40.
$40 is much.
Oh no, so it's the same. Yeah, so you get 2 20s, you get 48, and with 140, you get 50. Same thing. Yeah, you get 2 more boxes for the same amount of money
Science.
if you buy 2 $20.
Zappity!
Prime numbers.
Yay!
48.
Neither 48 nor 50 are prime numbers.
Yeah, I know.
Even I know that.
But it is great that if we had Puerto Rico, Guam, and the Virgin Islands become states, we would have a prime number of states.
I was like,
And it would still be fucking over America Samoa.
And when you said Puerto Rico, I thought you were saying we should play Puerto Rico the game. And I was gonna be mad. For some reason, I thought you were going to about Puerto Rico the game.
All right, Zappity Grumbles. Will the Skinner get webmaster?
The excitement with which you present these questions.
Yeah.
Feel the joy.
Will the Skinner get Outmaster? I have no idea.
Who cares?
Sure.
Zappity.
You know, if the Skinner did get Weapon Master, he would be a way better model.
We Zappity Grumble that we don't care anymore.
Yeah. Is the baby back Rack Lord Carver list with 24 razor boards the new meta bending madness?
No.
I didn't say that right. The new meta bending madness?
No.
No.
No,
Zappity.
that doesn't seem good. That doesn't seem good either. No, like what's it? Oh no, POW 12s. Like yeah, they're weapon masters, but they're not gonna hurt.
All right.
Like you'll get your feet turned, but like instead of those guys, I could have 2 units of brigands, and they're also POW 12s, and I have like 20 of them, and it's cheaper
and brigands are amazing.
So you mentioned those 3 states, the Puerto Rico,
Guam, and the Virgin Islands.
and the Virgin Islands. That would make 55 states, according to Jeremy.
Yes, according to Jeremy, yes.
That would be 55 states.
Yeah, then you add in America Samoa to 56, so then you would just need one more to DC. You make DC a state, gets you to 57, which seems like it's prime, but also
Can a
isn't.
person be a state?
Sure.
All right. Just checking.
There's the improv group, The State. You could get them. Yeah, I'm running out.
Zappity.
Canada. A state.
Zappity Grumble, best sauce to go with steak? None.
None.
You savage. You
None.
paid for a good steak. Don't ruin it with sauce.
Tort
Maybe a
says
little
ketchup.
Worcestershire. A little Worcestershire.
Tort says ketchup.
Yeah, I know he said ketchup. He's a savage.
If I make my steak and I throw some butter in the thing towards the end and I just pour that grease on top of the steak, is that acceptable? Is that
That's
acceptable?
correct.
That's yeah.
Yeah, the
That's
basting
kind of
it with the oil, with the grease while you're
Yeah.
cooking is good, and then a little.
That's what I do. I the grease and a little butter in there, and I just pour it on the steak.
Yeah.
Then I drink whatever's left of that juice.
Yeah,
Actually, if you-
I inject that.
If you do mix breadcrumbs or crushed up Cheetos with ketchup and do a country fried steak, it's actually pretty good. It's like the new Hardee's thing.
Oh, you bring it around. Cheetos. Again.
Cheetos and ketchup.
Hey, Cheetos killed his father. Okay, so let's keep the
Exactly.
jokes down.
They made him Canadian. Fuckers.
Zappity. Pandemic Cthulhu, valid stand-in for Pandemic or just a crappy reskin?
It's better than Pandemic, not as good as Pandemic Legacy.
I haven't played either, so...
Someone at, I forget who at Gen Con picked it up. Oh, I played it with Beanish and his brother and me and Jeremy. It's like the first board game I played with Beanish in like 2 years. It was great. It's a better version of Pandemic, although it's like 90% Pandemic. It's slightly better than Pandemic, but nothing touches Pandemic Legacy.
I hope Pandemic Legacy is better than Risk Legacy.
It is, but well, I mean, it is in as much that Pandemic is better than Risk.
Okay, yeah, I'll take that.
Like, so, I mean, that's the issue. They both, I think Risk does a good job. We need to play more Risk Legacy, because I, enjoyed that as well, but we only played a couple games of it. But
That was Shay's fault.
yeah, probably. Well, let's get two more different
I think
people.
It was a lot of us. I mean, it's plain Risk.
Have you guys played enough
Yeah,
to
but
see
it's
some
quick.
of the
Like,
mechanics?
because of the mechanic of Risk Legacy,
Yeah.
we played two games of it, and it is together, but it's just going down for a minute at a time.
I don't know what's going on.
It's a little weird.
Neither do I, but
blame
oh well.
Jeff. Damn it, Jeff! Stop painting your house somewhere else.
But we should, because I still have it. I think I took it home. You don't have it here, right, Andy? Risk Legacy? I took that home, didn't I?
You have that at home.
Yeah. We should...
The only thing I didn't like about it, too, is, like, I felt like I got the name of
You
city.
founded Catbug.
I founded Catbug, and
Yeah.
I was upset that I could no longer play in Catbug for
Well,
the rest of the time. I would have to basically be like first in line to choose my placement order in order to be able to
you
be
named
in
a city.
Catbug.
You did not... It
That's
is
my
not
city.
your city.
It's my city. It's Catbug. It's my city.
Well, you can make it your goal in life to always conquer
Yeah.
that city.
But,
Yeah.
but if you play that game enough, like literally, like after 7 or 8 games, you're gonna have all these name things. You're gonna have all these. I just know the game evolves, and that's what makes it interesting.
Well, we should finish that goddamn
We'll buy a
thing.
new copy of it. We'll start over.
We only played 2 games.
You should see if you could sell it at on board.
Jesus.
There's a
Copy of
There's a game called Seafall that came out now. That's basically the guy who made Pandemic Legacy made Seafall. It's a competitive legacy game, which is intriguing to me. It's a pirate-themed competitive
Well,
legacy.
Risk Legacy is a competitive legacy game.
True. I am up for playing Risk Legacy if we just need to find more bodies to do it.
I'm wondering if it's also because of I'm maybe streaming it to the television too.
Who knows?
All right. What's the Zappity?
Zappity Grumble. Let's see here. When is it time to burn down your work and start over?
When they
Always.
hire you.
No. It is when they stop giving you your paycheck.
Fair.
And they steal your red swingline stapler.
I know I've said it. You know the trivia about that stapler, right?
What about the red swingline
The
stapler?
red swingline
That's my
stapler?
stapler.
They didn't exist at the time?
They existed.
No.
Swingline stapler.
Swingline did not have a red stapler. They wanted to make sure that his stapler was visible for the film, so they just spray painted a stapler red. And then Swingline got so many requests for red staplers that they actually introduced it as a product because of that movie.
What did my red swingline stapler?
Yep. That's my trivia for you.
Okay.
Excellent. Zappity.
Do I get my paycheck? There's no more Zappities
Oh.
in there. I can check on tweets. That's not the tweets.
Tort, ask us an amazing question that'll change our lives.
Let's just
No,
go to
fuck 'em.
recommendations.
All right, Tort.
I apologize for the video stream. I'm not sure exactly what's going on. Why it's cutting out. It hasn't done this since like a year.
Somebody asked how we like our steak, and the answer is medium rare is correct. And I don't understand why they give you a choice in restaurants.
Yeah, that's there's a barbecue restaurant that just opened up in Sauk within the last year, and they used to cook their prime rib to order, but then they came out just about a month ago and said medium rare is the only way we're going to sell this, and there's no changing it.
Like, if you go to an Italian restaurant, they don't go, well, how do you want your noodles cooked? Do you want them all soggy and shitty, or do you want them still raw? No, they just cook them al dente because that is the correct consistency to cook a noodle. I don't give a shit what you as the customer want. You're fucking wrong. Your noodles are al dente.
Yeah, no one
and that's
wants
how they should
starchy
treat
taste.
steak. Steak is supposed to be medium rare. Oh, I want it well done. Well, get the fuck out. We sell it medium rare because that's correct.
Yep.
Like, it's so dumb that of all of the food products, the only one that we give a shit about moron input is steak.
I think it might have something to do with like the uncooked meat thing that people deal with too. Like, I don't know if that might have anything to do with it or not, but If I didn't know that Kingdom Death was doing another Kickstarter for a reprint. That's,
What?
Well, Kingdom Death, Cthulhu Wars kind of had to like redo their second Kickstarter because like Cthulhu Wars version 1 was popular, but like people did it was kind of before more people got in Kickstarter, so they had to redo a version 2 Kickstarter, which basically I jumped into and got everything. And Kingdom Death is pretty popular, although I wouldn't get played. I still don't know if I play that game or not.
I do want to play it sometime. I did want to own it at one point in time, but then like there was the Kickstarter that took forever for them to do anything, and then they switched over to printing just those crazy pinup models, and then they came out again with like, okay, we don't have it quite made yet, but we need money to finish making it, so we're going to sell it at like 50% off to people who want to buy it flash in the pan, right? And then now it's out, and you can't touch that thing for less than like 3 car payments or something. Like it's ridiculous how expensive that game is, how much time you have to put in to assemble it, and I can only imagine what the rules for the game look like, and I don't honestly know if the game is like worth it.
Yeah, if someone had it, I would definitely want to play it and try it out. But because it seems neat as a concept, but man, I would really have to try it out before I would get any farther with it.
It's basically like committing to another full-scale war game when it's a board game. Like the pieces on that are just ridiculous. Those models are not easy to put together.
Isn't it kind of like Legacy-ish as well, or is it like just a campaign
I
mode?
think it is like a Legacy-like campaign where it feels like Legacy, but it is just a campaign.
It's more campaign, not without the Legacy element, because you don't destroy things.
Sure. But I mean, like, you play, and you know, if you get fucked, and you just keep going.
Yeah.
Like, it's not just, yeah.
Yeah, there's because I know when the thing that confuses me about the game is it seems like you start out as, you know, naked person in the middle of a room with a bunch of faces, and then at some point you learn how to make laser guns.
Okay.
Yeah, I have no idea. It's just I don't know. Zappity.
That's it. There's no tweets. I could read a tweet here.
Yeah, read a tweet.
Read a tweet.
This isn't a tweet for us though. It's just a
It's a tweet.
Just read it.
Just a tweet.
Random tweet.
Yep.
I get a lot of Pakistani tweets on my Twitter, and I don't know why.
What do we want? To die. When do we want it? Who gives a shit? Eat Arby's.
Oh, there you go.
Is it because the Swedish Muslim Jeremy gets you get all these Pakistan things?
I don't know why I have so much Pakistani stuff on my Twitter. There was some good strange log tweets recently.
Well, that's good to know. So we have some recommendations from people.
Yeah, I recommend Terraforming Mars. It's a good board game, and fuck you, Brian.
I recommended it already.
Damn it!
Last time I was here.
Damn it! Okay. I got nothing then. I got nothing. I do watch a lot of Pakistani porn. Tort has a good point.
I mean, who doesn't watch Pakistani porn?
It's good stuff.
I need to get a VR thing just for some VR porn. It's a whole new level of porn. VR stuff.
Well, you're gonna have to make sure you're getting Vive or Oculus Rift for that because there's no. I don't think there's any PS4 porn yet.
Not yet.
Void eggs can be placed in mayonnaise machines to make void mayonnaise.
You can go to Pornhub on the VR and watch it in cinematic mode.
I think there's also a mode, I believe, in the PlayStation VR that allows you to watch like streaming elements as if you were in a different setting. So you could be like in your shitty living room watching it in an immaculate living room watching your television there that's streaming like Netflix.
It was like somebody was talking. I took a picture of Amanda on her VR and just basically said, "I will never see my girlfriend again." And I live for moments where I can like topically just throw a picture on there and it's perfect. And somebody, I can't remember who it was, had said something about VR sex time. Mm-hmm. And then I just immediately found Demolition Man.
Oh, yeah.
That was just like...
Yeah, you're going to have sex. You're going to put these on.
I just loved it. I live for those moments, and it was perfect. So I recommend the PlayStation VR. It looks fun to play. I haven't gotten a chance to use it yet. But, like, I watched Amanda play the Until Dawn, like, roller coaster style shooter.
Sure.
And I've never seen her so scared in my entire life. Like, she got through the opening credits, and jumped scared a little bit. And then there was one point within the first 3 minutes of actual gameplay where she legitimately jumped out of her chair and tried to kick kick the thing that was in front of her. It was rancid. Like, I thought our neighbors were going to call the police because she was screaming like somebody was chasing her with a butcher's knife. It was insane.
And the thing is, that VR game isn't even that great. So I imagine as they make these VR horror games better and better, that element's going to people are going to have actual heart attacks.
Oh yeah.
I will say, when I went to Valve last year at Lock and Load, I got the tour of Valve. I got to try out the Vive. Yeah. That was amazing. That was probably one of the coolest experiences I've ever seen. If I could have my own, we could actually easily fit a VR thing in here. It would fit perfectly in this
is in
open space.
Mm-hmm.
That's the only other issue with it, is it doesn't have a lot of space. Or it needs a lot of space in order for you to play something like that.
There was one game that Amanda tried. For Christ's sakes, I don't know why she decided to do it, but there's an office simulator on the demo disc.
Yeah, I think
that's by the Rick and Morty people.
And she was sitting in our chaise lounge.
Oh wait, no, I'm thinking of a different one. But they made one that you can get.
There's a Rick's thing, I think.
Is it the one where you just like time doesn't matter to you anymore and you play as the full life of a person?
No, Roy. Really no, there's a.
That would be awesome if you play VR, Roy.
Royland made something for the VR that's fucking insane, but it's not an office simulator.
But your story, Brian.
Amanda was trying to turn her computer on and couldn't because she was trying to be comfortable in our chaise lounge, and she was just like punching the PlayStation Move thing into the cushion. So then she had to rearrange the living room and was using her office chair that she uses to work from home at her office job to play the office simulator that was 2 feet away from her at-home office desk. But because her boss was a robot, it made it somehow different.
Office Simulator is actually pretty. Did you mess around with it yet?
I haven't played it yet, but I will probably burn the house down if I decide to leave work and play Office Simulator.
Yeah, I need to go home sick today so I can play Office Simulator and then commit suicide while playing it.
It's kind of fun. The only issue I see with the PlayStation is the Move controllers are so outdated, and they're not very good at tracking because they have to be in view of the camera. They freak out if you turn around, and the camera can't see the little balls of light. But that's something that they could end up fixing in the future, of just having a new handheld mount. The ones for the Vive were goddamn amazing.
Well, the biggest hope is that people buy it enough to where, and buy the games enough to where PlayStation realize we actually should support this instead of like the stupid iCams and the other ridiculous things they did. Like this seems like a pretty big deal.
Like the PlayStation Move.
Yeah. The Eye of Judgment.
So speaking of the Eye of Judgment, that's that stupid card game that was using. There's some kids, or I saw a video of some kids or something like that supposedly created a augmented reality thing, and they were being all praised for it. It's like, PlayStation made that like fucking 10 years ago.
Yep.
And you're not really the inventor of it. You just made it work on a different platform.
Yep.
On your phone instead of PlayStation.
Yeah, well, Minecraft was a ripoff. So,
Minecraft's better. All right, I have no recommendations either. So
how do you guys have it? What? How do you not?
What is your recommendation?
Well, I was gonna say Godzilla, but we talked about it for so long, and
Shin Godzilla is amazing.
Shin Godzilla was fun.
I mean, I could keep recommending Terraforming Mars for the next few weeks. It's just. I mean, I've played it 10 times in 3 weeks, which is pretty good. It's a pretty good run.
Oh wait, I did have a recommendation. It's kind of half-hearted because it's a little cheesy-ish, but it was fun. And it's streaming right now, all of it, because it's a Hulu thing, but Hulu has a show called Freakish. And I mentioned this to Andy, and I'll have to spoil a little bit, because people won't just watch it blind based only on my recommendation, but it Jerichos you.
Okay.
Like, I was sitting there playing on the computer, and Raylene started watching a show. Like, she watched the most recent episode of Hell's Kitchen or whatever, and then she started this. She's like, here's a new thing. Huh? No, it was Hell's Kitchen with Gordon Ramsay. She's this thing Freakish, and I look at it, it's just like a high school drama, and I'm thinking, Freakish, it's like Freaking Geeks, whatever. And then halfway through the episode, like, shit starts exploding, and people start dying, and the world starts ending. I'm like, oh, okay. And so it's
We should clarify the term Jericho, because anybody who's seen like previews or seen the box art for Jericho
knows.
They know what
Yes.
happens, except for all Jim and I did when we watched the series. We didn't actually pay attention to. Yeah, I think it was actually just a black label with the white text that said Jericho.
Yeah.
We heard it's a good show. We had no idea about it, and we started watching it. And yeah,
Surprise, nukes.
surprise. Yeah, surprise.
Yeah, so I'll just I'll spoil the basic gist because
I might watch it.
Yeah,
you might watch
Yeah.
it.
yeah.
You want the basic
You've
gist?
got enough.
Okay.
So we people care. Your opinion is enough.
Okay. I said, it's okay.
If anything, I think if you can find it, I think it's still on Netflix. You should watch Jericho. As
Jericho's good too. But yeah, you can. It's on Hulu, so you can just marathon it. People in the show are dumb, so sometimes you get annoyed.
Yeah. That's a problem with a lot of. That's not even a problem in general. It's just because TV is getting better overall. I'm less forgiving of dumb plot. Because for many years, dumb characters is what pushed plots forward. It was just what they did in TV shows. But every year we get better quality, so I'm less tolerant of dumb
The
decisions.
big issue in Freakish is that if you had a drinking game in Freakish, it would be take a shot every time somebody just drops a weapon, because they do it constantly. Like everybody always has a weapon, and then they'll see something, go oh, and then drop their weapon. It's like stop dropping your fucking weapons. So that's annoying as shit. Is they drop their weapons constantly. But apart from that,
run up to help somebody or something like
Yeah.
that. You're like, I'm gonna put my gun right here, and then I'm helping this person. Then monster appears. Oh no!
well, even just like imagine Walking Dead, and like they have their gun and they round and like a zombie pops up, they go and drop their gun and then scurry away. It's like why'd you have a gun? Either use it or if you're gonna scurry away, take it with you. No, just a lot of weapon dropping.
I'm actually going to recommend the TV show The Good Place. It's a new TV show with Kristen Bell. It's hilarious.
Is it? I was gonna look into that.
First of all, it's Kristen Bell, so she's adorable,
She loves sloths.
and she's in the afterlife. It's interesting.
Watching her cry about sloths is great.
Yeah. Watching her do anything is great.
True. It's got Ted Danson.
Yeah, Ted Danson's in it too. He's great in it. It's a very good show. It's like a 4 or 5 episodes.
Yeah. You and I both liked in Bored to Death.
Yeah. Quality shit there.
All right.
Did Brian recommend something else?
Oh,
Yep.
He recommended the VR even though he has never used it. He's just watched his girlfriend freak out on
I
it.
recommend buying it to watch someone shit their pants while they play Until Dawn.
So I'll recommend this. I didn't notice it. It was on HBO Go until just very recently. Todd McFarlane's Spawn, the entire animated series, is on HBO Go now.
Nice.
I normally on the series I've noticed a couple of shows that were not on the series. One was Larry Sanders. That was not. They have the entire season on that or series, which is good. And Spawn was not on there for a long time, and I see it's on there now.
Cool.
Check out Spawn. The animated show is very good. Movie, not so much.
The movie was okay.
John Leguizamo made it.
John Leguizamo, that is the most amazing disappearing into a role.
Yep.
Like that, holy shit, that's John Leguizamo? What?
And I thought that was going to be the worst part of the film. Is John Leguizamo? Nope. It just turns out that when you take the main villain of the entire comic book series and you turn him into a gun-toting lackey, that's not good for your.
Well, and terrible CGI hell.
But it had to
Yeah, CGI hell was pretty bad.
That was really bad. Good old 90s CGI.
Yeah.
Hey, that's at the same time that Jurassic Park came out.
Yeah, well, so what the fuck?
Exactly.
When did Lawnmower Man come out? Because that one,
It's late 80s.
is it?
Yeah. Travis, hot water or hair dryer?
That's a right.
We're not going to tell context, so nobody who's in chat will understand what that's about.
the audio podcast. I don't know. Travis, hot water or a hairdryer.
Yep.
Preferably mix them together.
Yeah,
You could
just
spray
dump a
hot
hair.
water at Travis with a hair dryer, like just drizzle it in front of the hair dryer.
These are 3 ingredients to a good time: Travis, hot water, and a hair dryer.
Oh yeah. That's what we call a party.
Oh, hey now.
Hey now,
Hey.
the dream is so
Oh,
full.
hey now, Hank Henshaw. Not Hank Henshaw.
Hank Henshaw from Supergirl.
Yeah, I'm fucking Supergirl.
Yeah, I wish.
So, I probably ranted about this before, but I was so goddamn pleased in it that it wasn't spoiled for me in the series. So I'm going to do it for you now.
I've seen it.
That Martian Manhunter is in it.
Yeah,
I had no idea that he was even remotely a character in it.
yeah, he likes Oreos.
Yeah, I was excited, and he's probably my favorite character on that show. I haven't watched a new.
So how far are you into season 2 then?
I've not watched it.
How far are you into 1?
Yet. I'm done with 1.
Okay. Well, there's only 1 episode of season 2, so you're only 1 behind.
Yeah. I was.
I'm just repeating. I'm having fun.
How far are you into season 2? So the answer was 1 episode or 0. Right?
Well, I was waiting for an unusual. Hey, sometimes you ask a question, you get an odd answer. You get us in 4. I'm like, wow.
You're doing that thing where you test somebody to see if they actually know what they're talking about?
Well, in our group, you never know what you're going to get for an answer.
Yeah. No, but I definitely like Martian Manhunter and Supergirl. That was easily that and the throwback to Superman 3.
Yeah. I love the Flash episode so much too.
Which one?
The Flash with the Flash.
The Flash one is really good.
It's so adorable. When he brings her ice cream, the look on her face of pure happiness is it's too real.
Well, because it's just having fun, you know? And that's the thing, is like the Flash is terrible, but it's fun, so I like it.
Yep. We talked about a lot of DC shows last week, and man, all of them are good.
I have yet to watch one, so
It's
You
TV.
should.
The CW is amazing with their TV shows. I'm just gonna say I love the CW, and that's a weird thing for to say because I am not their target demographic.
no.
Do you like Legends of Tomorrow? Did you watch the first episode of the new season yet?
Yes, it was fine.
Okay. It was up and down for me for last season.
Oh yeah, season 1 is like, what the fuck is happening? Why?
But overall, I liked it. I mean, I think you should probably give.
All the
I think you
CW
should
shows are
start-
better than Gotham.
Correct. You should probably, if you're going to start with CW, it's going against my own recommendations, but I think you should start with Arrow, and then basically work through Arrow.
Well, you just got to do them chronologically.
Yeah.
Because they do ties in. Like
Yeah.
Arrow and Flash and Supergirl, so you really would have to start with Arrow just because it was the first chronologically.
Yeah.
And season 2 of Arrow is probably one of the best. I think season 2 of Arrow and season 1 of Flash, of all their shows, those are the best two that stand out. I mean, season 2 of Arrow is stellar. Season 1 is okay. Season 3 is okay. But season 2 is like, holy fuck, this is good shit.
And Flash is, I think, both seasons of Flash
Yeah.
are really good.
And terrible.
And terrible, but, in comic book terrible.
Well,
You
they're
just have
kind
to
of
take it with
terrible,
the
and
comic.
they're terrible at a superficial level, and they
Right.
don't try to get deep with it, and that's why it's okay.
You will enjoy it as long as you don't be me.
Yeah,
Like, you can't just be angry that the Flash gets killed by bees.
yeah.
So like the new Destiny expansion.
You can't get angry about the fact that, like, the man who's faster than the speed of light gets punched by people.
Now, first of all, those bees were not normal bees. They
weren't super fast.
They were angry robotic bees.
They were angry robotic bees, and sometimes people punch the Flash because you know what? He's an off day.
He's,
He could have
the
indigestion.
energy episode where the guy shoots at his dad and he literally can just walk up and look at the beam moving like molasses because of how fast he is, and then he moves his dad out of the way and he's like, hooray, because I'm the Flash. He gets shot by that beam like 4 times in that fucking episode. Like, you can't show me that it's molasses to him and then have me
We're trying to get Brian to watch this.
But no, my point is, that's fucking terrible, and it was still a fun episode and a fun show.
Yeah.
And you know me. If I'm willing to do that, it must be fun.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, I pick all these nits, and I'm like, that's okay, it's still fun. It's got Mark Hamill.
It's a B+ film.
Yeah. Hey, I'll give it an A-.
Whoa!
All right.
Yeah, the Flash, as I've said before, the Flashes, so like Superman...
Supernatural is never going to end. Don't ever say such a terrible thing.
Yeah, I'm
Gorilla Grodd.
Supernatural all
I'm so
over the
excited,
place.
Gorilla Grodd.
I
So if
love
you like
Dean
Supernatural,
Winchester.
you'd love these other shows.
Like,
Well,
I-
the
I
Flash's
Supernatural
weakness is that he
swapped the shit
forgets
out
he's
of
the
it.
Flash. The Flash's weakness is that he doesn't remember that he's the Flash.
Yeah. He's basically Spider-Man. I've talked about this before. I feel like the Flash is very similar to Spider-Man. Very quippy and has a very human, mortal element to him.
In the comics, the Flash is the most powerful being by far. Like, he has run fast enough that he basically is everywhere at all time. Like, he can run around the world 1,000,000 times in a nanosecond. So, really, there just shouldn't be any crime, because at that speed, he could just investigate every single room in every single building on the planet, find all the drugs, all the weapons, all the kidnapped people, all the hiding murderers, and solve all the crime in a quarter of a second, and be done. But they just can't do that, so he just has to not.
Episode 1 of The Flash. Also the end of The Flash and all comics that are on DC World. Thanks for playing.
Are we stopping streaming now?
Well, we've already stopped streaming like 4 times accidentally. We might as well do it on purpose.
Bye, everybody. This was weird.
Adios.
We're on a couch. I don't know what's happening. Hi, Amanda.
Oh, it's bedtime.
We talked about you pooping yourself.
Oh, playing.
You guys are still broadcasting.
No, not just
Just in general.
Just in general.
I'm